Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh,
Baby.
They didn't see you waving yet. Now they saw you.
How did you know we were waving? Maybe we weren't.
I mean,
I don't know.
I saw you waving.
Oh, really?
I did. Oh my God! Welcome to Podcast 3.
Happy podcast, everyone.
Oh,
I feel like it
Podcast
was
3?
just last week that we were doing this.
Really? Why would you think that?
I could say it was about a week ago.
Yeah, or something about a week ago. You and that song. Did you ever even figure out what song that is? Like, cause that
We
was
shouldn't
in your
bring it up.
stream.
Yes, I figured it out finally.
Because I was in your stream
Yeah.
and you were like kept saying it, and then you found out that you didn't even know what it was from, and you were like guessing and getting it wrong.
I
And
did.
I'm like,
A
you
lot
don't
of
even know what you're referencing.
Dude, there's so many Twitch memes that I just don't understand that I just go along with, and I'm just like, I don't know, whatever, man. I just like the Twitch memes. Yeah, well, that was like I overdid that one like crazy. I got an emote for that. Like that's how far I took that Twitch emote. Like, or that
Did
Twitch
you?
meme.
I
It was
didn't even
nuts.
see that.
I got a poi emote. It was
Oh
ridiculous.
my gosh.
What
That
is it? Is it like a
ridiculous.
big sack of
Like an
soup?
anime head?
No, we talked about this last week. We don't need to bring it up again. It's an
Good
anime
point.
girl.
We should
called-
do
yeah.
introductions. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the
Whatever.
podcast. A special hello to everyone who's like watching in the VODs or on YouTube or on iTunes or whatever. Thank you for coming. Let's do some introductions. First of all, we have underneath me here Pause on Pause. He's the North American AFK champion. And
It's true.
kind of living up to that.
Paz
right
is
now.
spending some time with his brother today. They only get to see each other every so often. So I think he's like out in Vancouver, like doing hockey. I don't even know, but he's not going to be here today. But he's here in spirit.
Yes,
So we've
he's
decided-
also on a video loop.
So we've decided that every question will be directed towards Pause today.
Yeah.
Right, Pause?
Yep. Uh-huh. What do you think about
Okay.
that, Pause?
Hello.
Okay, good.
Hello.
Hello.
That was extreme. Wait, do that again, Seven. That was extremely
I
accurate.
don't think I can do that again. Hello.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Okay, so next to Pause, we have Dan's Gaming. He is an award-winning mobile home salesman. We're all very proud of his work in that area.
Do you prefer selling double wides or triple wides?
Dan likes the triple wide, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh. And then we have Sevenus over on the far right. He is a recovering boy band addict. And we've all been very supportive of him through this transition. And
Speaking of
I'm just
today's
making-
community question,
Exactly. And Giant Waffle, he's a Kappa evangelist. And I think we should see in the chat the results
Or
of that.
Kipo.
And
Or
of
Kipo.
course, myself, I'm a Gabe Newell impersonator. You're welcome. And this is our podcast. So right off the bat, we want to mention news for our channel here. The Nerd Fusion Twitch channel has been partnered. We have a sub button and encoding options and all of that. And it should be noted, we definitely appreciate everybody who subscribes. We will not be shouting them out during the show, though, as people subscribe, because most of the viewers of this podcast are offline, and we don't, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. But we appreciate it, and if you subscribe to this channel, it goes into the general Nerd Fusion pot and kind of supports all of us at the same time, if that makes sense. I don't know, Seven, is
It
anything else you want to
supports,
say on that?
I'm not sure if Paz understands. I mean, looking at his face, it looks like he might be a little confused about this.
He does look confused. Maybe
Almost
he needs
all
some
of
more
it, though.
kappas to figure it out.
Like almost all the actual money that we gain from Nerd Fusion goes towards the shampoo that Dan spends on his head, though. It's crazy. It's like truckloads.
It's really our biggest company expense at this point.
Yeah, we're figuring it out though.
What kind is it, Dan? I can't hear Dan.
Has he said anything?
No, it's Dan's
Does
just
he have a
quiet.
working
I
microphone?
feel like he's trying to say something.
Dan?
Dan, do
Are you
sign
able to
language.
Pause? Like, I feel like the bottom half of our show is just absent.
Oh,
I don't
God.
have. Yeah. Okay, it's not my end, right? It's.
No, it's him. That's
you
Dan.
you told him to mute just before the show started, and I think
Is that better?
That's better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Dan,
Alright,
welcome back.
Sorry.
Seven
just
is like right
practicing
before
being
the
a
show
monk. I'm
started.
sorry.
Told him to
You're
mute.
practicing pause.
There were so many instances there where I thought I saw Dan's mouth move, and I was like,
Yes.
he probably didn't say anything. Did he say something? No,
I was just meditating. I'm sorry.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny.
I feel enlightened.
In before pause is actually here the whole time. And
Yeah, at the very end, he's just gonna move and say hello. It's like
we should have
That would be
planned
an
that.
awesome prank.
yeah, we should do that.
God, that would have been amazing if we had done that.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
too bad. Yeah, the button is there so that we can have encoders mostly. It's also for use for things in the future. If you want to support now by subbing to the Nerd Fusion channel, realize it doesn't go to like each of us individually. It does go to our general sort of stuff, which is great because it allows us to have an office and things like that. So, so we thank you in advance for those subs.
And I want to mention next week's episode, we've already got the community question posted on the Reddit. So we're trying to make it a tradition to have a community question every week as part of the show where you guys give us input and we talk about it and stuff. Next week's episode question has already been posted on the Reddit, and I'll link that into the chat for the people watching, but head over to reddit.com/r/nerdfusion to post your thoughts there and get in on that. And speaking of the Reddit, we now have CSS and user flare. So on the Reddit, you can choose any emote from any of the 5 of us as your flare for when you're posting. So that's pretty cool.
I actually haven't seen these yet. Hold on, I gotta go check this out.
Thank
Can I
you,
have
Reddit
30
mod.
pieces of flare?
I think you're only allowed to have one flare.
I don't know how that works. I don't know.
Yeah, like you down in the right hand side of the bar, you can like change your flare. I'm using my whale.
I'm
emote.
new to
It's
Reddit.
all of our emotes.
Yeah.
It is literally all of our emotes.
Well
Didn't
done,
one
Rod.
so
moderator
cool.
set that up?
Yeah, I think it was Carl R818. Thank you, Carl.
Like, yeah, like
Yay.
tediously went through and set up every single one of those. So,
Pretty crazy.
so that's awesome. definitely appreciate that. So yeah, so the Reddit has been really active and stuff, and we love that. We're still getting lots of fan art and stuff, so that's awesome. Thank you everyone for doing that, and we look forward to next week's community question, and of course we have this one to talk about this week too. But before we do that, I think Sevidus wanted to talk about some technology.
I did. I'm getting a little freaked out. That's basically the conclusion I've come to. I started like a couple nights ago, I started to really get into reading about like the future. Not in a sci-fi way, but like things that are coming. And
wait, haven't we agreed you're from the future?
That's Future Man.
it's going to be really trust me, I'm telling you it's going to be really creepy. So I wanted to talk about the Amazon creepiness that is now taking over our lives. You know, they introduced these things called the Amazon Dash buttons. I don't know if you heard of this.
I saw that.
So if you're like a Prime member on Amazon, you have like a little dongle, and if you push the button, it automatically orders. The word for it is dongle.
Yes.
That's okay. We'll call it a button. Because apparently the three people that are also in this podcast can't handle the word dongle.
Marketing 101, never use the word dongle.
I can't handle your dongle,
no.
It's true.
Oh, God.
What do you think about that pause?
Pause looks a little confused.
Yeah.
He does.
It looks like he just saw the dongle and he's disturbed by it.
So Amazon's dongles are going to be in your house.
I signed up.
When you pluralize it.
Don't word it like
I actually signed up for one of these, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
So it's you take, there's like 20 or 30 right now that you can get of different sort of household items. And you can have up to 3 in your house, and they connect to your Wi-Fi. And you sync them with your phone and stuff like that. And when you push the button, it orders more of whatever it is. So like there's a Tide one. And if you push it, it'll order Tide from Amazon.
Wait, are you telling me that if my children got a hold of the dongle, they could just push the button all day and
That's what I'm telling you. Well,
like a crate of Tide would show up at the door?
There's security features in it. Like it only sends you one until you receive that one. and then it'll send you another one. Like it knows when it is delivered to your house, and it will be deactivated until it gets delivered, essentially.
I believe you can also set it up where you have to confirm it, like a 2-step payment, like you have to go on your phone and hit yes. I believe you can also do that, but you can't make it one push.
That seems kind of.
Then I might as well just go onto my phone.
Exactly, but it is there if you're worried about your kids or whatever. It is there if you want it, but yeah.
So that's fine, and that's cool. I think that's a really good idea. I think for Amazon, from Amazon's perspective, obviously putting more products in the house is a good thing. Making it more convenient for people to buy things is a good thing. Here's where it gets creepy. They're taking this technology and they are starting to, can you hear that? I don't know if that's, yeah. Oh,
they're coming for your dongles.
They have police in Hawaii?
That's an ambulance.
Oh.
I think. I don't know. I don't know the difference. I mean, I know the difference. I don't know the audible. The
Seven is PhD student can't tell the difference between cars.
If you need me to.
So the thing that they're doing now is they're starting with companies like Brother, who makes printers. And there's going to be a smart printer coming out that will automatically reorder ink without telling you. And it'll just show up at your door before you need it. So this is where things get really creepy.
That's weird.
Right? There's going to be packages arriving at your door that you didn't order. A machine ordered it for you, telling you to refill it. Right? Huggies is working on one of these like cases that detects when there's a small amount of diapers in it, and it will automatically reorder diapers.
Yeah.
Wait.
Or like RFID in your fridge so that, you know.
We invented glass, and when it gets empty, it orders more drink. So, because I hate that, you know, like running
like
out
at
of
a
soda.
bar?
Like that's
is that what you're talking about?
This doesn't freak you out?
You still have to walk to the fridge to get more waffle.
We don't. We can invent a fridge that is like on wheels.
Like a Roomba, like a beverage Roomba.
Yes.
So this doesn't freak any of you out.
I think it's kind of
okay. Let's think about this.
Yes.
Let's do the Huggies one. The Huggies one, right? Now Huggies knows when your child is born. They know the developmental process, how big they're getting. They're learning about you through the products that you automatically buy. Like, could you imagine this? You tell Huggies the birth date of your child, and you don't even size your kid anymore. It just knows after X amount of weeks, we'll start sending a size bigger.
Well, I'm the only one here that actually has children.
That's true.
I was creeped out. I was creeped out by how many people knew that I had a kid when I didn't tell. Like we came home from the hospital with our baby, and like a day later, we started getting stuff in the mail from companies and stuff, and we never told them that we had a kid. Like that already happened.
Does that creep you out?
That was over 10 years ago. Yeah,
but this is already a thing that happens. Like I've heard that, like I think it was Walgreens or Walmart, their online analytics detected that a lady was pregnant because of her online search results, and actually started sending her coupons and stuff for like baby-related stuff. And that's when she realized that she had to get tested, and she was pregnant. Like I've heard like this is already a thing that happens. So why does it matter
creepy.
if it?
No, see, that's what I was gonna say in response to this. Like to me, creepiness level isn't really any different with this. I mean, it's creepy, yeah, but it's not any more creepy to me than what Google and Facebook and everybody already does. Like if I'm typing up a message in some like Google or Facebook, I'm typing up a message and they put a targeted ad over on the right side that has to do with the conversation that I had with somebody in my messages yesterday. Like that's already creepy, you know.
What if there's a service that like, okay, it looks at your Google Calendar, it sees that you have a formal event coming up in 2 weeks, you walk near your closet, which scans your body for the exact size, it looks at you to determine what the exact right match of pattern and stuff that it should put on you is, and it automatically orders a suit for you and arrives at your door a few days before, and you didn't even know about it. That is creepy. Because it's the future.
Well,
future.
You know, that's like the Jetsons level of stuff. Like that's exciting.
Actually,
but
that would be really cool now that I think about it. But the point is, it's creepy.
You know?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Am I the only one that thinks that's amazing?
We're just.
I don't know.
So lazy.
Pause. What do you think about all this?
He doesn't like. He doesn't like it.
You make a very good point. Pause.
Yeah, good point.
I his face says it all.
Yeah.
I'll tell. Okay, here's my concern. I'm not so worried personally about the companies having that sort of power and knowledge, the reason that I'm uncomfortable with it is because any system that you put in place is a vector for attack, right? Like, I'm not worried about the companies. I'm worried about like passwords and stuff for this thing's leaking, hackers suddenly having access to my entire house if something like that happened, right? Like that's my fear.
That's like the problem with self-driving cars, right? That's one of their major things.
These new futuristic houses,
right? Like if you have a remote access entry of some kind to your house or your car, then if somebody manages to hack into that, then they can just walk into your house. You know.
That's it. Let's all go off the grid.
Yeah.
we'll make our own grid that can't be hacksered.
It'll be a hexagon grid.
Yeah, it can't be touched. I don't know. It was just freaky. Like, I like the idea of the Amazon drones, for example, which, by the way, just got approved in America. They've been approved.
Really? I hadn't heard that.
No.
Nice.
Yeah. So
the FAA really approved them.
The FAA approved them last week. Like, so what they've been doing, I don't know if you know this.
Okay, we need to make sure that the new Nerd Fusion headquarters in Seattle is in a spot available for that.
Base. Yes.
Yeah, so that would be so much fun.
They've been testing them
like
in
a webcam
Canada.
That's just like waiting for the order to arrive.
No.
Can we get drone? Like, can we get fast food on drones? Is that a thing?
No, it's not.
We need to make that a thing then, because that'd be amazing.
Anything to make people lazier.
Yeah.
Right. So the pizza company
onto the Roomba, and the Roomba would bring it to you. See, the idea is already there. We need to make a food Roomba.
Roombas
like the cloud just knows that it's Friday and that you order pizza on Friday, and it just places the order for you and then ships it by drone to your house.
Yeah.
I'm actually really surprised that like these pizza companies, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, all of them don't have like standing order ability, like to just charge your card every weekend and send it at the same time. You would think that would be a thing, but it's not.
Yeah, like I actually
you can order ahead of time, like days ahead of time, but you can't like make it like every Friday or something.
I already have like the one-click checkout for pizza. I just like look at it, click it, and it's already ordered. Like it's that simple.
Wow, you don't change anything, huh?
No, it's always the same. I have like you can like save orders and like just order the same thing.
Cut into slices.
You live the wild life, don't you, Waffle?
He does.
I love pizza, man.
So the drones are being tested. They're still being tested in Canada. So basically what Amazon did was they drove 2 hours north, and the research center for Amazon drones is on the border. Like it is less than, you can look from the drone place, you can see America. Like it is right, you see the fence and there's America right there. So basically the biggest, screw you to the FAA is them, like for over a year now, they've been in Canada testing it right on the border. So
that really seems like, how could that not raise political issues? Like,
I think it's just that we're so slow. The FAA is so slow to do anything.
It's not. True. It's extremely slow. Like I'm surprised they approved it, because usually they approve stuff that's already obsolete.
The thing that they approved is it has to. So it's gonna fly. The specs are it flies at 50 miles an hour. What?
Wow.
Yeah. These drones are gonna fly at 50 miles an hour, carrying packages of 5 to 10 pounds, and they are gonna be between 200 and 500 feet. So 200 is above most things. 500 is below most aviation. So that's sort of the range that
you can't go. You can't go below 500 above a city. That's like that's a law. That's
without.
That's just what you can't do that.
Without.
No, not with. Yeah, I guess you need a special. Yeah.
Well, not a drone can.
Yeah. Cool.
That's reserved for takeoff, landing, and things like crop dusting.
Well, you don't crop dust above a city.
Yeah.
So the only other creepy thing really about the whole Dash thing is now they have a way for you. They have like a little microphone you can grab, like it's like a microphone, and you just say what product you want, and it auto delivers it to you. Like you just say it. I'm just worried about like issues of what if it gets it wrong. What if your kid picks it up and says candy or whatever?
We as a society are getting so lazy.
I love it.
We won't even spell out 4-letter words anymore. We abbreviate 4-letter words, just 3-letter words.
Do you know Wally?
3-letter words,
the fat chairs? I want him. Wally in fat chairs soon. It'll be great.
Yeah. I'm not like, pretty soon you'll be able to work from home. You'll be able to order all your food to your home. You won't ever have to leave your house ever. You can stay there all day and just have everything delivered.
like
I'm
failing
failing to see how this is a problem.
I'm not one to judge.
Yes.
All right.
Someone in the chat just said, Paus's comments are so funny today. I agree.
Yes. He's on point. He is on point.
It's weird. He actually is on a video loop, so you can he moves his head, so it's almost like
yeah, it's not
creepy.
It's not an image. It's
talking about creepy things. Let's pause right now.
It's true. It's true. All right, we can move on.
So why don't we pull up the Huffington Post article? I don't know if let's all get that open. This is here, I'm opening it. There we go. All right, so this is the title of this article is 10 epic pranks pulled off by people with way too much time on their hands. And I'm gonna post it in chat here too. There's the article. It's funny, like I'm kind of glad that I didn't know about some of these when I was like a teenager.
You would not have done this. No one's this not lazy. Yeah. What is the opposite of not lazy?
No, I did some elaborate pranks
Someone laid sod. Oh my god.
Okay, so let's just start at the top here. Okay, the very first one is there's a picture of it and a caption, and the caption says, if you dip cotton balls in water, they stick to anything on a cold night. And there's a picture of what looks to be a truck that has been completely covered in cotton balls, like including the antenna, like all the way up the antenna on the rearview mirrors. It's just solid cotton balls.
Wouldn't that like rip off the paint when you like pull it off? Is that a concern? Maybe not.
It's just water. Only if it's ice.
Maybe if it was frozen, that could be a problem.
I would be so mad. That's not even a prank. That's that's just act of war, man. You don't mess with another man's car.
That's my problem with
you
pranks.
Never mess with another man's car ever.
Dude, on my wedding day, so people like there's a tradition with weddings to prank people's cars. Like the bride and groom are expected to drive away in a car that has been pranked to death. What? Right? Yeah.
What?
No, you've seen this? Like there's like streamers and like
the cans,
graffiti and like cans and stuff. That's all a prank. Like the bride and groom don't.
I thought that was to make noise so everyone would see them. Like
traditionally, the bride and groom don't do that to their own car. They go in and do the wedding stuff while people are doing that to their car, and then they come out from the wedding and the car is just destroyed, and then they have to drive away with it.
Call a tow truck, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. And that happened to me, and they trashed the inside of the car too. And it was silly string. Like the spray cans of silly string, and it was everywhere. It was in the speakers. It was inside the air vents. It was everywhere. And I'm like, am I supposed to think this is funny somehow? Like, they're not going to clean this up. That's my problem with it. Like, same thing with the cotton balls. It's like, yeah, that's funny and all, but then I have to do the work of cleaning it all up afterward. Like, that's so frustrating. But I don't know. Maybe I just have a bad sense of humor about it or something. I don't know. But at the same time, I've pranked plenty of people myself, so it's hard to.
The second one is amazing.
No, it's not.
It is amazing.
Waffle, why don't you read it?
No, how about Sev takes? I want to take the third one.
This one's fantastic. So what this guy did was he conditioned his workmates to stop by his cubicle because he always had a ton of gum, like a ton of bubble gum or Orbit gum in this case. Other gums are available. So
he actually like hung them on his cubicle wall with people's names on them.
He's trying to get people to eat the gum. April 1st comes around, he replaces the gum with Play-Doh. He like cuts out little pieces of Play-Doh in the shape of gum, wraps them up, and sticks them in there. That is such a good idea because Play-Doh is totally edible. It's totally edible.
Play-Doh is super salty. Yeah. That would be gross.
It is
a
super
6-month
salty.
prank. That's dedication right there.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I love how his name is Chris Ho.
That's really his name is Chris Ho. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Hashtag April 1st. Hashtag I can't wait. Hashtag I can almost taste it, but you literally will.
That is such a that last
God, I hate really long hashtags, like super, super long, like 100 characters. Like, what's the point? Like, why would you even do that?
So
I don't get
good.
it.
I really like this prank. This is my favorite one so far, for sure.
That's pretty good. There's actually a picture of the flattened Play-Doh with like the knife marks from cutting out the square. It's awesome.
That's good.
That's
all right,
gross.
what's next?
All right, Waffle, you like the third one.
I've seen this one multiple times. This one apparently is from a 4th grade class, but I mean, I've seen it all over the place. So, get like a cheap keyboard. Like a lot of schools have cheap keyboards for a teacher or whatever. They take all the keys off, and then they lay down like a small area of dirt or paper towel or whatever, right? Just something like to like lay it down. Then they put grass seeds, and then they put water on it. Then you go home over the weekend, and when you come back, there's like actual grass and shit growing through the actual keys and everything, and it looks like a forest of your keys, and it's gross.
I think what he did, by looking at the picture, I think what he did was lay like moist paper towels underneath the keys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it just like grows up through it.
So it's like a chia pet.
Through the keys, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I remember doing that kind of stuff in like 3rd grade, growing like plants in a cup or something.
Right. I don't know, man.
Just imagine how nice I feel on your fingers, right?
I mean, that kind of like, I mean, that's a funny prank, but it also kind of accentuates people's existing fear about stuff. Like, there's a lot of people that are creeped out by things like keyboards, right? The fact that so much grime just gets like, and I've heard studies about like saying that there's like more bacteria on the average keyboard than there is on a toilet seat and stuff like that.
I thought you meant people actually have a fear of keyboards. Like, no, get in the way! Ah! Just like screaming.
Well, people are afraid of germs, and you know, keyboards can be a real trigger for that. Because I mean, I don't know how many of you like break apart your keyboard and clean it, but I don't. Right? So
what? I just did. I
don't do that.
Every 3 months, I clean my keyboard. I take all the keys off and I clean them all.
Yeah,
it takes forever, but it's worth it.
Okay. Chat, how many? Raise your hand in chat if you actively clean your keyboard.
I clean it when it needs it. I don't clean it like on a schedule.
Yeah, I don't.
I clean it when I buy a new one.
Yeah, I got it.
As in, my cleaning method is replacement. Dan, what about you?
I rarely ever clean my keyboard. This one's been here like a year. I don't think I've cleaned it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I mean, I do wipe it down.
About the closest that I get is picking it up and like shaking it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, see, I like having I'm just gonna shout out Coursera fast. Their keys are actually elevated, so like the nasty stuff doesn't get stuck under the keys because it's not like in like a dish. It actually is elevated the whole time. So now all the new keyboards I get are all that way. They just keep the keys elevated, so you can just like turn it. Yeah, you can take duster or whatever and just blow it underneath it and just done.
Yep.
Instantly clean. So I love it.
Okay, what about this next one?
I love all the disagreement in chat. Some people are like, I clean it all the time, and other people I
see people with like random letters in chat. You can see them cleaning their keyboard right now. That's what they're typing in. Oh God.
That's true. You know what? As a public service, we should have like a keyboard cleaning day, where everything in chat is just random letters from people cleaning their keyboards. That would be amazing. Oh my gosh.
The next prank is, you know how high schoolers always, like the seniors will do a senior prank usually? And so these seniors covered the entire floor of their high school in cups. White cups and blue cups. The blue cups spell out 2012. And you can literally not see any floor. They're just cups everywhere.
It's so much work.
I know that would take forever.
I have heard that the janitors have to clean it up, but then I also have heard some schools, janitors, actually have an exclusion clause in their contract saying they're not required to clean up pranks and that the actual administrative staff have to. Because that's more of a prank on the janitors than anything else.
That would encourage the administration to force the students to clean it up.
Exactly.
God, my senior class was so lazy. Our prank was
we
all just had a marble. Like we all got ourselves a marble. And then as we were getting our diplomas, we traded for a marble. So eventually his hand was just full of marbles and he couldn't hold on to his marbles anymore. And so he kept just dropping marbles all over the floor.
So he lost his marbles.
So he literally lost his marbles on the stand up there. I mean, I only graduated with like 80 people, but still. It's a lot of marbles.
I think my class, we found out that you can legally send bananas in the mail. Like, you don't even have to package them. You just put a stamp on it, send a banana.
Put a
That's
stamp
a thing.
on a banana.
What?
So we wrote the address on the banana to the principal, and we all just sent like hundreds of bananas to his office.
Are you? How is that a thing? What I need to. We
How
I
does
need
that
to try
work?
this now.
You could also
need
send
to-
coconuts that
It's
way.
gotta be too
yeah.
I
squishy.
need to try this now.
I know.
Yeah.
Put a
That's a
stamp
thing.
on a banana and just mail it.
Yes,
I don't
mail
know
a
if-
banana.
You could just put the address right onto it, and
Wow.
like, yeah, it was fun. That's what our class did.
That's so clever.
I swear.
I
to
don't think
goodness,
you
if
can put a
any of
regular
If any
stamp
of you
on.
send a banana
Yeah.
to my PO box, I'm gonna riot. Don't you dare.
You got to put more than a stamp on it because it's like a
I think
package. It's a package.
Yeah,
it's a parcel.
But you don't need to package it is the thing. You can literally just send the banana with the address on it, then you go to the mail office, you pay the money, and they'll send it, whatever, right? So,
Wow.
I can imagine the look on their
I
face.
would love to like vlog that
Yes.
like the interaction with the postal worker. when he-
This,
I have a
we
very
sent
delicate package to
hundreds
send.
of bananas as well, like hundreds of bananas.
Yes.
The local grocery store was sold out of bananas for like a day as well after we all did this. Ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
And the chat is continuing to have people
Yes.
clean their keyboards and then immediately get timed out by the robot.
Sir, are you serious
Correct.
about mailing this banana? No monkey business here.
It seems like a slippery slope.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I really like the next one.
Yes.
It's because I live in Wisconsin. It's like there's a lot of snow here, like a lot, and so this is a snow prank. So someone, like, there's a whole bunch of snow on the ground. Someone went to this guy's car with a bucket, and they like filled the bucket with snow as kind of like making a sandcastle, right? Like you pack the bucket filled with snow and you make this like, cylindrical thing. And he just made like tons of them and completely like walled in the guy's car with him, like stacked them up and made a wall out of them. And it's like all the way around the car so that he couldn't like leave his driveway.
I must be missing
this is
something here
actually-
because this seems like so much work for so little gain. Like,
That's
here's
my
the thing.
response to this. Like I'm looking at
Yeah.
the picture and I'm like, that's an
No.
impressive pic.
A lot
No,
But
of
you're
it's
not.
so
labor.
much work.
I know.
Here's the thing. This is posted on Reddit. This is when I originally saw this. If you actually click the little Reddit link below the post, it goes so much further than what that picture shows. He completely covers the car in snow walls. And then
That's
it's
worth
it's
noting.
insane. The entire car is missing at the end. It's great. But yeah, it's a lot of work.
that's so much work. Is it
Yeah.
using
Oh, there's an
buckets to
actual
compress it or
there's an
something?
actual Imager album
Yeah.
of the thing. It's like it shows the progression and stuff. Oh, I'm glad you said that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. It's so
Can
much
we
work
skip?
though.
Can we skip the next
Wow.
one and go to the? Okay, the next prank
Some
I
of them
see
are
is
lame, so
hilarious.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So
Yes.
I could never imagine this. If I ever walked into my room like this, I'd be so upset. But this is an actual bedroom where they apparently some friends got together and they actually replaced sod down on the ground and covered the entire ground with sod. And if you don't know what sod is basically just grass, like the rolled
It's
up
like
grass.
what you buy if you're
Yeah.
wanting to like kickstart the grass growth on your lawn.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys ever smelled sod, but it smells awful.
It's very
And,
musty.
If you fill the room with like all the furniture is back, but there's just sod all over the ground. They even have like a cricket set up, or I think it's cricket set. I'm
Croquet.
pretty sure it is. No, it's not croquet. It's cricket. Look at the actual.
It
it's
looks
Oh,
got
you're right. You're right.
I don't know what it's called. The 3 sticks of where you gotta knock them over and whatever. I
Yep,
play
you're right.
cricket.
It looked
Oh my
like
God.
the holder of a croquet set, but you're right.
That's what I thought it
Mhm.
was too. Actually, the holder.
I really hope it's AstroTurf, but it's not because it's different
That's
colors.
definitely not Astro. That's real.
Yeah.
that is real.
That's
sod.
real.
That's
Yeah,
actually
someone
fun.
ruined their house with that.
That's
I
the
can't
kind of
believe-
thing that could literally destroy your floors.
It's under the
Yes.
bed.
The dangerous
Yeah.
prank. Yeah.
Oh man. And the comment below it is, does this mean he no longer has to take the dog outside?
Oh gosh, that's true. If you had a pet.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. I can't
Oh,
even.
that's horrible. Okay. Is there-
Wickets. They're wickets.
anything
Thank you,
else?
Chad.
Oh, is that what it is?
I love the next one.
Go ahead. Read
Oh,
it.
the one. The next one is, It's a picture of some guy's office, and they took a picture of the guy's face, it's his office, and they made hundreds and thousands of copies of his face and covered every square inch of his
multicolored
office. In multicolored paper, the walls, his whiteboard, the tables, his desk, everything is covered with pictures of himself.
Damn.
I'd be down with this. I'd be down.
Never leave the office at the Nerd Fusion offices. When we get there, never leave. If you're going on vacation, you come back, your office is going to be filled with kappas.
I know.
Everywhere. Just
so many pranks.
Yeah, like,
I think this looks awesome.
As a policy, we don't talk about future Nerd Fusion plans, but there may or may not be pranking happening in the future.
How dare you?
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's a secret, Bacon. Gosh.
Now, what I like about this prank is that the picture of the guy's face actually kind of looks like Paz.
It does.
It does a little bit.
It does. If you really zoom in there.
I'm wondering.
What do you think about that, Paz?
Wondering why it's shiny. Like down at the bottom, it's like, did they make a surface you could stand on?
Did they
cover it in plastic?
Looks like it's like glossy paper or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Did they actually spend money on glossy paper? Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
There's no way.
That'd be expensive prank.
That would be really expensive.
Prank.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Well, the other ones are man.
Yeah. Kind of. So let's talk about our community question then.
Yeah.
So this came from the Reddit. We posted it last week, and there's been lots of comments. Like 107 comments so far. So that's awesome. And basically the question is guilty pleasures. And I'll read it. Let's see. What movie, TV show, song, etc. do you really love that you're a little ashamed to admit that you like? Who wants to tackle this one first?
I feel like I shouldn't. Pause.
I like, originally I started playing this song as just like a total prank for my chat. But recently, the Nookie Nookie song.
Okay.
Are you telling me you actually like it?
You know what? I find it stuck in my head more and more and more, and it just won't go away to the point where it's like, you know what? This isn't as bad anymore.
Oh my gosh. I think you're officially
on...
listening to it too long if you start to like that.
I listen to it every day.
I usually turn on your stream first thing when I wake up in the morning, Sabatus, and you played that right when I woke up, and I hated you so much.
It's such a good song.
So much.
I don't know. I'm into it now. Nookie, Nookie, Nookie. And then one of my subscribers sent me a Nookie, like an actual Nookie that has a mustache on it. And so I suck on my Nookie while I play the Nookie song.
Oh my god.
I'm not sucking on it anymore though, because that was gross. What about you, Bacon? What is your what is yours?
For me, it's like I have a real my history musically is solidly metal, right? Like at teenage Bacon was I had long hair, it was all the way down to my belt. I had all sorts of like metal t-shirts and stuff, and
you showed us a picture of this once.
Banging and the whole 9 yards. I should have prepared and had a picture ready for Sev to
showed us
display,
a picture with one of your young kids and everything. That was great.
That was my that was like the niece of a friend or so. Anyway, so yeah, that's like my roots. But in spite of that, I have a real soft spot for pop, and I'm talking like things like Taylor Swift. Like, did you see the video of the cop listening to a Taylor Swift song? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't search Taylor Swift on YouTube.
I'll just explain it. There's a YouTube video of a police officer who is in his car doing like a normal just loop of patrol, so he's patrolling around, and he's got the Taylor Swift whatever it's called, the haters gonna hate song, right? Yeah, Shake It Off. He's playing Shake It Off, like blasting it on his speakers.
I don't know Taylor Swift or anything.
And it's captured on like the video, the dashboard camera or whatever. It captured him singing to this song like full on. He's like shaking his head and like moving his hand, and then like he'll like pass by someone who's like waving at him, and he'll just like stop and play it cool, like, hey, what's up, and then go back to grooving.
Does anyone else do that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I totally do that. I'll be like,
in the car, yeah.
I'll be the guy blasting some super cheesy pop song, and then like somebody, you know, I pass by somebody, or we're like, oh, it's time to roll down the window in the drive-thru, and I'll like turn it off. Like, oh, I totally wasn't just listening to Taylor Swift.
I think everyone does that. I do that.
Yeah.
I don't.
In the car? Yep. You're weird.
And just to clarify, I don't. Yeah. It's not. I'm not saying that I'm some sort of Taylor Swift fanboy. Like, I've never bought.
Yeah, you are.
Any of her albums or whatever. It's I just turn on a pop station, right, and just listen to whatever's catchy. And I always amuse myself by doing that because it's so completely contrary to, like, you know, where I came from musically. But anyway, that's me.
What about you, Dan?
What about you, Dan?
My guilty pleasure is food related. Pasta covered in cheese sauce. There is no nutrients. There is no reason to ever eat such a food. But
what kind of cheese? Like, you talking like Velveeta or
Alfredo, macaroni and cheese? Just pasta covered in cheese sauce. It's so good, but
it's like
so
dinner time right now, Dan.
Oh yeah, no, nothing better than that sound of like stirring the.
Oh, like the mac and cheese when you're making it. It's like.
Yeah.
Oh God,
yeah.
that's horrible. I hate that sound. That's like my brown note.
It's just the most wonderful sound in the world. You know, you're about to eat macaroni and cheese. It's just, But yeah, I always, every time I eat that kind of food, I always feel just like awful afterwards. Like, why did I eat that? Why is that in my stomach?
Do you go on like a vegetable binge afterwards?
Oh, I know.
You go
that's like, oh, I should just throw it up.
You go from Dan-gasm to Dan Grump.
Yes, very Dan Grump. And then the Dan Cringe a little later.
Yeah.
And then you have to eat the leftovers.
Yes.
And you love it when you're eating them.
Yes. Yeah. Like, have you ever done that where like you eat until you're absolutely sick to your stomach?
No, I have
no idea
what that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, a half hour later, you start feeling better again, and then you eat more of whatever you were eating.
It's like every Pizza Friday.
Or you pop down dessert afterwards.
I just said, who was I talking to on Twitter about this sort of thing? Something just like that. Like it's, you're reminding me of that moment that happens to me way too often at restaurants where like the waitress will come up and say, "Do you need a box for that?" And so, yeah, I'll need a box. I'll be taking this home. And then they go away. And then when they actually come back with the box, I've already got it cleared. it's gone. It's like,
that's actually pretty embarrassing.
I've done that more than once.
Yeah, I've had many encounters where the food in the box never makes it home. Like,
and you already regret it, you know? It's like, oh man,
you've already gone through that phase of I'll never eat that again. Oh,
I'll never eat again. Yeah. Like, I feel so awful.
Yes.
What about you, Dan?
Or waffle?
Or not waffle. Oh. Sorry, I totally meant waffle.
Are we gonna
what about
skip
you,
pause?
Waffle?
We're gonna skip pause.
Yeah, we'll skip him.
Okay. Well, okay. So you guys talked about food and music. My guilty pleasure is kind of with like TV shows, anime, movies, stuff like that. I do this a lot, and it's bad. I'll start an anime series or a YouTube series, or let's even say like a movie or whatever, and I have to watch it from start to finish. Sometimes I will watch like 12 hours of video content in a row just to watch it from start to finish, because I don't want to stop in the middle of it. I want to keep watching the whole thing. So I get stuck on these. Sometimes I'm up to like 10 in the morning finishing the series or whatever. And I'll do this for like YouTube series or like Let's Plays because I want to keep watching it. I'll do it for like an anime series. Like I just watched Kill la Kill recently, and I watched it all the way through, like from start to finish, which is like really long, by the way. That's like 12 hours. And like Game of Thrones, I'll have to watch it all the way through. I can't just like start. I have to marathon it. I just have to marathon stuff. So I get really unproductive during that.
Sorry, guys. Stream's going to be late today. I have a meeting.
Yeah.
It's 12 hours long. I'll be back, okay? And then we're only going to talk about Game of Thrones when I get on stream, okay? So, yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, I do that. Like, come on. House of Cards just came out, and you guys didn't just watch that from start to finish? Come on, you know you did.
Yeah, but I don't feel guilty about it. I love doing it.
I do.
That's what's been funny to me, like reading through the post about the community question, is that a lot of the things that people mentioned are things that I totally do, but don't feel the least bit bad about. And there was also a bunch of people who were very like closet nerd kind of stuff, right? Like they're bringing up normal nerd stuff, but like amongst their real life friends, they're kind of ashamed to admit it because they don't want to seem too geeky or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Guilty pleasure. The top rated one on the thread is watching you guys.
My friends think it's dumb.
Oh god.
Yeah. Someone mentioned Zebra Bubba Tea mentioned ASMR.
Oh,
which,
I was thinking of actually doing that myself. People have like actually expressed interest in like ASMR stuff on Twitch, and I don't think anyone's ever done it.
It creeps me out.
Yeah, but it's like they
really
whisper
was
in
in
your
a stream
ear. Like
that
really
was
creepy.
like that. I don't even know if the guy was intentionally doing it, but
Yeah,
I came across a random stream that was like that, where the guy was totally just way up on his microphone. Like,
yeah, but it's different because the second you get that stereo and it's like left ear, right ear, oh my, it's weird. Like it's really weird.
I can't deal with that.
Like it creeps you out. When it's just in your right ear and he's whispering, it's like, stop it! Like what are you doing?
It's like,
some people really like it. Like some people it helps them relax. For me, it makes me really uncomfortable.
I cast no judgment, but I don't have a trouble admitting that I completely don't understand the appeal to that. Right? Like I say that without like, you know, I don't at all mean to imply that people are weird that like it or anything. Like I'm not saying that. I just don't understand why that's appealing to listen to.
I don't like when people talk for ASMR, but they make ASMR for like kinetic sand and like sound effects and stuff that I think is really relaxing. But like when people are talking to you, I don't really like it. But like they have ASMR recordings of like a haircut and stuff, and it's really relaxing, like a beach, and you can see these seagulls. But it's cool. I like it. Don't worry, I support you out there.
I can't do it because it's just so creepy to me. Like I understand how somebody can be relaxed by it. It's just to me that doesn't relax me.
Yeah.
Next podcast will be only
but you're also the guy that hates massage, so I don't know if we can.
Yeah.
I love a good scalp itch though. Like they need to invent something that'll just basically rip my scalp off. Not
they do. They have they have like those wisp things that like go on your head.
Yeah, but that's not the same. Like I want a power drill with a sander on it. Like
you can
just
put it on a drill.
I don't know. I just really like it rough on my scalp. I don't know.
That's some weird stuff.
I see a lot of people in chat that are confused about what we're talking about. Just Google ASMR and you'll figure it out.
What's your pleasure, Severus?
Let's see. Well, that's definitely pleasurable. What was my guilty pleasure that I said?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Nookie.
Oh yeah, the Nookie.
Oh, Nookie. That's right.
Yeah.
So going through some of these, there's baby metal.
What's baby metal? I saw that post and I didn't Google it. I don't know what
metal
that means.
is a J-pop. It's a Japanese metal band made out of 12-year-old girls.
Okay, I take it back.
So that's a reference to a particular group.
Baby metal is the group
genre?
name. That's their name.
Oh,
it's
okay. I thought it was like
girls,
I thought it was
girls
like
that sing metal songs. Yeah, they sing metal songs. It's Japanese metal, but it's three little. I don't know. They have a massive following. Like it's insane how big the following is.
Never heard of this.
Absolutely insane.
This one hits me home. It's Clash of Clans. Like any mobile game, I love mobile games. I actually really enjoy mobile games. I don't play Clash of Clans specifically, but I feel you.
I get a lot of people in my chat asking me to stream that.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, isn't most of the game like AFKing? Like you have to wait and stuff.
This is my experience with mobile games. You download it. It's supposed to be super highly rated. You like go through some quick quests. You build some buildings. Then you just either sit there and wait like 20 minutes for something to happen, or you can pay money to have it happen now. And the time just gets more and more and more. And you have to pay more and more and more money. It's just like people love this stuff. I don't get it. Why?
I feel like it's one of those games where it's like if you didn't get into it early or pay a lot of money, you're just gonna always be behind.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's one here pressing the button.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't pressed it yet.
By the way,
that's the whole thing. I totally pressed it.
Did you really?
Are you a 60-second purple?
It was 50 something. It wasn't impressive. Okay. So
here's
my
impressive.
Thinking. Here's my thinking on the button. Okay.
Let's explain the button for people, as I don't know what it is.
Okay, so it started as an April Fool's thing that is still going on. Basically, like Reddit, there's a subreddit that has this image at the top of a button, and it's like you press the button and it becomes pressed, and then like your response to it is recorded or whatever. And essentially there's a countdown, like counting backwards from 60, so 60 second. It's a 60-second countdown, and every time somebody pushes the button, it resets it to 60, but you can only push it once. Every person can only push the button one time. And like the second, like how far down in seconds it was when you pressed it gets recorded and like shows up as your flare or whatever.
Oh.
And so this has become this dramatic, like blown up viral, like culture thing, right? The button, like there's this culture war going on between the people who have pressed it and who haven't pressed it. There are like pseudo religions evolving. Like,
no,
like
I'm into it. I'm so into it. I'm so into it.
There is,
it's become this huge thing, and it gets continually more absurd the longer it goes on. And so there's all sorts of like holier than thou stuff going on about like how low your number count is, and
yeah, I mean,
shame about, I'm 55 and I feel horrible about myself, and you know.
There's a whole unwritten rule or unwritten idea that, of course, the lower the number, the more you sat it out, right? The stronger you are for not having pushed that button until it got to a lower and lower and lower and lower number. But for me, how I see it is, you know, the last person that pushes that button, the person that pushes that button when it gets to 0 seconds, you know what? There's still a button pusher. And that's all I got to say about it. There's still a button pusher. I will never.
The lowest it's gotten to is like 30 seconds-ish. I think it's 31 seconds or 32. And there's been 700,000 people that have clicked the button. So it's crazy.
Yeah, and this started on April 1st, and it is still going. Like,
yeah, and they haven't even gotten halfway through the timer.
60 seconds, somebody has pushed it. So, okay, so here's my take on this whole thing. I don't care, right? Like, I don't care about any of it.
So you say.
Like, at all.
That's what a pusher says.
If I hadn't, like, there's this whole, you know, there's this identity and conflict between the people that are stubbornly not pushing it versus the people that have. And because I don't care about it, my logic is if I push it now, then I can't go back, right? Like if I've never pushed it, people could always come to me and like pressure me and like try to convince me to push it. But if I just get it over with and push the stupid thing, then it's done, and you can't argue with that. It's already over. The decision has been made, and whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
To stop confrontation, not as a sign of weakness.
Exact. I just freaking pushed it, so it's over with, and I didn't even look at the clock. I just pushed it, and so that was my take. I forget what the number, but it was mid 50.
I love some of these posts. 30 seconds. I have walked the middle path. I see now the eternal folly of our petty divisions. Like the person that got it exactly 30 seconds.
Exactly. That's exactly the sort of stuff.
And fun fact though, you can't make new accounts that click the button because they have to be made before April 1st. So you can't just do that to spam it. So
eventually we will run out of Reddit accounts to push the button.
Yeah. I think that's gonna like drive up the price of old Reddit accounts on eBay.
People have actually been selling unpressed accounts for like $30-40.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
I kid you not.
Insane.
Cool.
I will never push it.
Why though? Why?
Because I'm stronger than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man who can choose his own destiny.
You're stronger than something that doesn't matter.
I'm stronger than pushing the button. Okay?
This coming from a man that can't eat mild Taco Bell sauce.
Yes, exactly.
Sauce.
I have finger strength, not tongue strength. Well, taste bud strength.
Push it, Severus. You won't.
I won't. No, I will not. Let's see. One of the moderators, Brant, says, I absolutely love watching HGTV. Hey, I grew up with HGTV.
Everyone does.
There was a lot of posts in here about, like, you know, superficial TV shows. A number of those are like
that.
quote unquote girly shows or whatever, like men watching
Nickelback.
Oh God, not Nickelback.
One Direction.
Rip.
I'm just looking through a few of these real quick. I think we're about to end it though.
I think we hit most of them.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. I love that we got so many posts on here. So that's awesome. So thank you everybody who posted on that thread. And don't forget that we have already posted next week's community question. So hit the Reddit and post over there and the new flare and stuff.
I think we should for the next podcast, we should prepare like a quick, easy, shortened URL that we could say, like really like few letters, so we can just say it so people that are just listening to audio podcasts can type it in. So if you guys are listening to the next week I think we'll try to do that. Or something.
Alert.
Spoiler alert. Future plans, Severus.
I think it'd be nice, and I think they'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, so next week's community question is about games. We thought, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're gamers. This is kind of Twitch. Maybe we should have a little more game related discussion. So next week's question is, what is your favorite game and why? And I also included in there, is there like a category, a type of game that you lean toward over others? So that's next week's, and you can listen or you can post and we'll talk about that next week. And I think that pretty much does it for this week's show.
One quick question before we go. Did you guys see the thing that Square Enix did over the last week to promote Deus Ex?
I heard
Can't Kill Progress.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't really keep up with it. It was basically an ARG.
Yeah, like they had a man in a room and he kept getting tortured, interrogated. Like it was all built up to announce Deus Ex. It was like a 3-day thing. I just wonder, like, you guys think that was a cool way to advertise a game?
He kept getting tortured?
I didn't see it.
Tortured and interrogated and like over 3 days. I think they went way too long with it. I think 3 days was way too long. But
I thought there was one. I know there's one, or it's coming up. One where they're going out into the woods, and like somebody's going to be attached like by cell phone or whatever, and the chat like or the Twitter or something, whatever it is, decides what he does in the woods for like a week or something like that.
Oh wow!
What?
Yeah.
I really like the concept of ARG, and I've always thought, ever since I found Twitch, I've thought that Twitch would be a great platform for doing one well. I don't know that I would classify this Deus Ex thing as being done well necessarily, but I'm intrigued by it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by it.
All right. Well, let's remind everybody where they can get us, Bacon.
Yes. So Nerd Fusion, all the things everywhere. So right here on Twitch, of course, twitch.tv/nerdfusion. And we now have a sub button if you feel like supporting that way. Thank you for a big shout out to everybody that subscribed during the show today. We appreciate it. We didn't individually shout you out, but we're grateful for the support. So thank you for that. So you can follow here on Twitch, Nerd Fusion on Twitter, the Reddit, of course, Reddit.r/nerdfusion. The podcast is now on iTunes and our RSS as well, if you want to consume it that way. And a lot of people are too. Like, I've been really blown away with the download numbers. So that's awesome. And we're going to have our next week episode of this podcast next week at the same time, 5 p.m. Eastern next Sunday. So yeah, I think that'll do it for us.
Okay. All right. We'll see you guys next week then. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody.